All right, good morning, good afternoon, good people. Listen, um, judging by some of the comments, uh, the black man in America is a fucking fool. Um, Pardon my French too. I'm sorry, but I just had to say that you know I chose to um, tell about some of my private life, which I normally don't do, and it's my belief that I shouldn't. But I chose to because I felt that it could be beneficial, really truly beneficial, because you know. But some of the comments, man, is just so far fetched. I mean, it's just like these people are making statements and they know nothing about me. But anyhow, what I want to do is I want to get back to the situation. Yeah, I divorced a girl. I have a 6-month-old child, and I'm contemplating making a move from my present location um, in the Philippines. However, uh, when you ask for divine guidance, you in the Quran, God says that Allah says that He will help you and He will give you aid from places where you never imagined it would come from. Well, so be. Let me tell you exactly what's going down. Uh, there was a woman there working in the office where I went to get the divorce, and this woman is the epitome of what you would call a beautiful Filipino. I mean, this woman is like she's like she stops traffic. She makes your mind stop. Uh, if you don't have your mouth closed when you see her, you're gonna just stand there with your mouth wide open. And her presence, her demeanor, her voice, her everything is just mind blowing. You have to see her, talk to her to get any kind of real perception. I really can't describe her. Okay, but that's this woman, and this woman had my information, my personal information, and she contacted me, and she is knowledgeable about the tribe that my baby's mother comes from, and she explained a lot of things to me. Because if you guys remember, I said that these people, they act like savages, they etc. etc. I used some terminology that some people was offended by because they thought that that was language that was used regarding black people in the USA. Well, that's what they reminded me of. What the image that people have of black people in the USA as a particular time, and they use that type of language. That's what these people reminded me of, just backwards. And so anyhow, she she um, she began to explain a lot to me about these people, and truly, they're different, very different. But in the course of things, she set up and established a line of communication with her, with the family, with myself. And she let the girl know that, she's really messing up a great opportunity, and that she has intentions on me. that she really she really has her eye on me, and if it doesn't work with her, she's gonna try to she's gonna try to get me. And so her uh, plan that she proposed uh, is one that I I I believe I can live with. Because with me it's about being with my daughter for the time that I have on this earth, and seeing to it that she develops into being a hafiz. Um, that's my that's my goal. That's my ambition, is to dedicate myself to that, so that the next life would be something that I wouldn't spend an eternity in the hellfire. So, and it's more or less like I'm giving my child to the service of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. So um, I'm grateful for that, and He knew what my intentions was uh, before she was even conceived. So He knows what's in the womb. He puts what's going to be there, and so He allowed me to have this opportunity, you know, and I'm grateful for it. But I want you guys to know that it's still, um, for me personally, I believe it's still a long road to haul. But for anyone who comes here to the Philippines and become involved in a relationship, okay, first of all, you have your conventional way of thinking. You have your way of thinking that um, you've established through your life, through your experiences and everything, so forth and so on. But understand that this is a spacious world. This is a big world. This the the knowledge is unlimited, and you can learn something every day. You know, God is the only one who can put you in a situation, or you be in a bad situation, and He can fix it and not change the situation. So there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn no matter what you think you know. There's a lot to learn. And you have to be open to learn. You can't be like, I want you guys just maybe 5-10 minutes, read some of these comments. These are the most ignorant black men. I swear I never knew black men were so damn stupid. And their minds are so minute. They're so they can't imagine that a black man could be this, be that. They gotta think that he's abandoned his kids. He's this, he's that, and everything that they think and perceive is negative. They have no positive input because their minds and their projection from maybe their fathers or themselves or their relationships is so horribly ugly. And what I want you to know is that if you're listening to this, be open minded regardless of where you are. If you're in the USA, yeah, you have to deal with things on you know a certain way. But my God, man, don't. That's one of the reasons why I left there, because I had to carry my pistol 24/7. I had to be conscious of this, and I had to be aware of that, and I had to be like this and be like that, and so forth and so on. Otherwise, you go become a victim. And one thing I refuse to be in the USA as a victim. I said I'm going down in blaze of smoke. I will not be a victim to nobody. I don't care how young you are. I don't care how much you look like a child. If you approach me and I think you go do something to me, I'm going to pull this 45 and I'm cutting loose on your ass. You see, that was my philosophy. That's the way I lived. And when I got older, I changed the 45 to a 10 millimeter, then to a 9 millimeter. Why? Because I didn't want to shoot and my vision wasn't that good, and I hit something and killed something 2, 3 streets over. So I changed it to a 9 millimeter and I practice more often. Why? Because I refuse to be a victim. I refuse to live in a society that would victimize me by my own black youth. But I didn't want to live like that no more, man. I didn't want the police knocking on my door accusing me of something and trying to kill me. I didn't want to live like that no more, man. And the only reason I had to live like that was because of the color of my skin, not because of my accomplishments. Remember, I worked with the damn police. You see, I worked with the Homeland Security. I worked with the Sheriff's Department. I taught school. I had a business, successful business. I was a taxpayer. I wasn't a damn welfare recipient. I paid taxes, brother. I employed people. So that's the reason I really left the USA. And I didn't want to die and be buried in a country that's so evil. Okay? Now, a lot of these ninjas out here, that went right over their head. They don't understand that. They don't understand that because they can't see coming out of their apartment complex or their condo, some of them. Some of them are bourgeois dumbasses. Some of them are just po dumb, stupid, you know. And I just want you people to understand that you can always learn something. Don't be negative. Be positive. Even if you're in the USA, you got to be positive. See, I had to be positive. When I was in the USA, I was positive. I was determined that these people wasn't going to dictate my outcome. And that's what they do. They dictate your outcome by the situations that they put you in. And they dictate your outcome as a method and a means by which to control you, to keep you what? In your place. And a lot of the black men, they be kept in their place because they adhere to these dictations that's put out there for them. But I refuse. So in order to beat that, you have to be positive. You got to have a positive mentality. You got to know how to go around, go over, go under, and sometimes go through obstacles. You see? And you got to be a man. You got to stand up. You can't be a simp. You can't be a wimp. You can't be somebody standing on the sidelines always running your mouth, repeating what somebody else say, you understand? Or procrastinating and or talking about something that you really don't know about just to be running your mouth and to waste your time. You understand what I'm saying? Like, for instance, a lot of the comments, you read those comments, and if you know anything about social services, you read those comments, those people are telling you that they're recovering addicts by what they say. And if you're a recovering addict and you're that negative, you're this close to picking that bottle back up or picking that drug back up. You're this close being negative. You can't be negative and be a recovering addict, okay? Because it's gonna catch up to you. It's gonna hit you. You got to be positive. you see. And so here, in spite of my situation, I remain somewhat positive, because when I say I remain somewhat positive, because I looked for guidance. I looked for divine guidance as to how I could resolve my problem. I knew because of the situation what I had to do. I did what I had to do. You see, I divorced her. I did that. Now, I still got a problem. Remember, I said God is the only one who could have you in a bad situation, make it good, and not change the situation. Remember that? Remember I told you that? He's the only one who can do that. So he's the one that's going to give you the answer to your what? Bad situation. And he's going to do what? He's going to improve your situation. But yet, it ain't going to change. What do you mean it's not going to change? You're still in a struggle. You're still in a struggle. Somebody made a comment that says, well, big man, everywhere you go, you go bring yourself. As if I'm hiding from myself. That statement is a drug rehabilitation statement. Why? Because a drug addict is always trying to change their environment, change their location, move to aunties, move to grandmas, move here, move there. And what happens? You always bring your addictive personality with you. And when you get to grandma's house, you're still an addict. When you get to Uncle George's farm, you're still an addict. And when you get here, you're still there. So that person know that I know that you are what? A crackhead. You're just a sober crackhead. And you have the audacity to say a negative comment to me, a man who's never used drugs. So when you talk, good people, and this goes for everybody, when you talk, there's someone out there with some brains. There's someone out there that knows something. And when you open your mouth, they can tell everything about you. Remember, they said, it's best to remain silent and be a damn fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubts. What does that mean? You start running your mouth, people gonna know about you. They gonna know what you all about. And if you're a reformed drug addict, somebody says, well, you're calling these people crackheads and reformed drug addicts. How do you know they're by what they say? Because what they say is what they learned in what? In therapy. Is what they learned how to become sober. And they're repeating it as if they're talking to another crackhead. I'm not a crackhead. Sorry, you're directing your lessons to the wrong man. What you need to do is shut up, listen, and learn something. But that's difficult for a crackhead and even a recovering crackhead because they're arrogant and they think they know everything. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I want you people to look at the state of black men in America. Look at those comments, read those comments. Know what your counterpart is really about, what he's like, what he is. He's in bad shape, man. He's in bad shape. Because there's one vlogger who's got 60, maybe 70,000 followers now. And you better believe that maybe 60 to 65% of them are recovering addicts just like him. And so you got a whole multitude of those people out there spewing this venom on the internet. I wish there was some way I could push a button and get them all off my channel, but They seem to love to hate the big man. But anyhow, good people, listen. Know that there's always a way. Here I am 8,000 miles away from where I was born. And the big man is still making it happen. He's still taking care of business. He's still being the big man. He's still handling situations. He's still looking to his higher power. No matter where you go on the face of the earth, you got to be able to take care of business. You got to be able to solve problems. You see? And you can't think that just because you go someplace and place is supposed to be paradise, that you're not going to face adversity. You're going to. Why? Because it's part of your process as being a human being. You got to perfect yourself. Okay? You got to perfect yourself. You don't go come here and just get a pass. You think because you come to the Philippines, you just go get a pass on what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to develop? No, you're not. The same God that's in the USA is in the Philippines. He put you here for a test. You got to pass that test. You got to develop. You got to grow. You can't use drugs to hide because that's not going to work. You can't be negative and hide behind somebody else. No, you got to get your toes out there. You got to get up off that couch. If you want to be a good person, you want to learn something, you want to know something, you can't just listen to somebody and then repeat it, regurgitate it, and have a like mind like them because you think this person is successful, and you'll find out, man, that person might be a lesbian behind closed doors. You don't know, man. You know? And here you is following them. You got to get out there, man. Okay? You can't just sit back and act stupid. Okay? So what I'm here to do, I'm here to try to educate you people. I want to educate you. I want to show you, how to deal with situations. I want to show you how to live, you know. My time is almost up. I'm convinced of that, man. My time is almost up because I'm having too many. I have a lot of tests, and that's one sign that when your faith and your everything is tested, it's to see what's inside you. You see, what's inside you. Remember, if you people use drugs, remember when you had a problem, when you had confusion, you solved your problem through the bottle. You solved your problem through the coke. You learned you couldn't do that, or your life would be upside down. Remember that? You see? So what does that mean? It's the same thing I'm telling you, is that you can't solve your problems. You can't become successful. You can't become a better person by hiding behind things, by using mottos and so forth and so on as a means by which to conduct your life. No, it's got to be something that's inside you, man. It's got to be you. It can't be a thing from the 12-step program. No, it's got to be you. It's got to be, this is how you believe. This is how you feel. This is what you stand for. Not what the 12-step program tell you. Not saying that, yeah, I believe in the universe. I believe in a higher power. No, it's what Allah says. It's what God says. Okay? You got to be accountable to the Creator. Don't hide behind the universe and because you don't want to be committed, because you got problems with theology per se. Okay, you got problems with theology. Okay, then get out there and learn. Learn about how to connect to your God. Don't talk about the universe and this, that, and the third, and the power of this and higher power. No, connect to your Creator, bro. Okay? Connect to your Creator. Get real. Get real about life. That's what this is all about. And no matter what problems you have, you'll solve it. You see? And I'm going to show you guys something in a couple of days. A lot of y'all going to get really, really mad. You're going to get really mad. And I know you're going to get mad because you're going to be jealous. That's what's going to happen. You're going to be jealous as hell. But it's okay. I dealt with jealous ninjas for a very long time. I know how to deal with y'all. Trust me, I do. And one thing for sure and two for certain, one thing I really want to tell y'all is when you mention my name, when you talk about the big man, put some respect on it. I demand that. I demand you put some respect behind my name. You don't talk about the big man and be derogatory and negative. You put some respect behind my name. And I'm going to tell y'all from here on out, if you don't put some respect on my name, you'll pay a price for it. You understand me? So when you talk about the big man, you heard it from my lips. Put some respect on that name. Listen, one thing for sure and two for certain. When you help other people from the bottom of your heart, you're really helping yourself. Listen, God bless, take care, and understand that you can do anything that you want to do. You got to be positive. You got to think positive. You got to be a real man. You got to stop being a ninja. You don't have to be a ninja. You can be a real man. You can be somebody. Trust and believe me, you can. All you got to do is be true to yourself and learn about your creator. And don't be fake. Don't follow people. Be a leader. Okay? Be a leader. Don't be a follower. Take care.